Hi class, we are now on to section R.4 on polynomials, part 2. Okay, example 1, we want to perform the indicated operation. So we can see that we're adding two polynomials together. So to add two polynomials, we want to add like terms. Okay, so I will start with the highest degree, so 5x to the fourth, and that's the only x to the fourth term that we have. Next, looking at x cubes, so we will add these two guys together, 12x cubed plus a 9x cubed. So we have 21x cubed. Next, moving on to x squared, so negative 5x squared and 8x squared. So we have plus 3x squared. 8x minus 15x, so we have minus 7x, and then finally our constant, so plus 2 at the end. Okay, part B, we now want to subtract two polynomials. Okay, so we want to be careful. This negative right here needs to get distributed. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite these last four terms. So minus 6x to the fourth plus 8x squared minus 3x plus 7. Okay, so distribute the negative to all four terms, which means we need to change the sign. Okay, so now we're ready to add like terms. So x to the fourth, I end up with negative x to the fourth. So I will underline those two just so I know that I've used them already. X cubed, I only have this minus 8x cubed. Okay, x squared, we have two terms, so 2x squared plus 8x squared. So that gives us 10x squared plus 9x minus 3x, so plus 6x. And then we have minus 12 plus 7, so a minus 5. Okay, so when you're subtracting polynomials, remember to distribute the negative and then add like terms. Okay, part C. For this problem, we first need to distribute the 8 to our binomial, and then think of this as plus a negative 2, and so then the negative 2 gets distributed to the three terms in the trinomial. Okay, so we have 8 minus 8x squared, and then minus 2x cubed plus 12x squared plus 10. Okay, so again, the negative gets distributed along with the 2. Okay, so again, you could think of it as plus a negative 2, and then again, the negative 2 has to be distributed to the three terms. Okay, so now we're ready to add like terms. Again, I'll write them in descending order. So negative 2x cubed is first. Our x squareds, we end up with positive 4x squared, and then plus 18. Good. The next one, we want to multiply our two polynomials. So the first one is just a monomial. It only has one term. So that gets distributed to our binomial, the polynomial with two terms. So multiply the coefficients together. So we have 24x. Remember, when you're multiplying and you have the same base, add the exponents together. So 24x to the 8th power, and then plus 16x to the 5th power. Good. The next one, we again need to distribute. I have a binomial, or two terms, on the left this time, and then a trinomial, or three terms, on the right. Start off by distributing the 4x. So we end up with 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 12x. Next, move on to the 8 and distribute that to all three terms. So plus 8x squared plus 8x minus 24. And now we're ready to add like terms. So 4x cubed plus 12x squared minus 4x minus 24. Okay, example 2, find the product. So for the first one, we have 2x plus 8 quantity squared. Okay, so remember, whenever you square something, it means multiply it by itself. So what you want to do is write this out as 2x plus 8 times 2x plus 8. And now we can distribute, so we get 4x squared plus 16x. Distribute the 8 now, so another 16x plus 64. So the final answer, 4x squared plus 32x plus 64. A common mistake in this type of problem is that students forget to write out the binomial and they end up with just 4x squared plus 64 and they're missing this middle term. Okay, on to the next one. So again, we just distribute. Sometimes the acronym FOIL is used when you multiply two binomials together. FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. Okay, but again, it's really just distributing. So we have 9x squared minus 6xy. I'm now distributing the minus 5y. So now I have minus 15xy plus 10y squared. Add my like terms in the middle. So I have 9x squared minus 21xy plus 10y squared. Okay, again, we're still finding the product. X minus 4 times the quantity x plus 4. So we FOIL x squared plus 4x minus 4x minus 16. So notice that the two terms in the middle cancel, and we end up with x squared minus 16. In a later section, we're going to be factoring, which means we're going to start with this x squared minus 16, and we want to write it as x minus 4, x plus 4, which is known as the difference of two perfect squares. Okay, sorry, this x squared minus 16 is known as the difference of two perfect squares. X minus 4, x plus 4 is sometimes called the sum and difference of terms, since we have the same two terms, x and 4, and in one binomial we're adding them, and the other we're subtracting. Okay, then finally, x plus 4 quantity cubed. This is not a hard problem, but it is a bit tedious. So again, we're cubing x plus 4, so we're going to write it out 3 times. Okay, pick one of them to leave alone. So I'm going to leave this first one, this first x plus 4 alone, and then I'm going to introduce brackets, and inside the brackets I will FOIL my last two binomials together. Okay, so we have x squared plus 4x plus another 4x plus 16. We can add like terms, so I have x plus 4. Inside the brackets, this is x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, and then we just need to keep going. So now we're ready to distribute our x. So we have x cubed plus 8x squared plus 16x. Distribute the 4 plus 4x squared plus 32x plus 64. Okay, add like terms and then we're done. So we have x cubed plus 12x squared plus, add our x's together, so that'll be 48x plus 64 at the end. Okay, so example 3, these 3 problems you're going to complete and turn in through Canvas. For part A, you're subtracting polynomials. For part B, 3x minus 1 quantity squared, so remember to write that out and FOIL it. And then for part C, you are also FOILing, so multiply those two binomials together and add any like terms. Okay, good luck.